We're all running hot. Video picks. We are 22 wins, 8 losses, up 12.96 units. It's a glorious start. To check out the entire show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen, available exclusively on odds.com. We move on to another 10 p.m. Eastern spot. Timberwolves, Clippers. Clippers 8-point favorites. This total at 229.5. Staples Center, Los Angeles, California. Wolves 13th in the league in pace, 103.83. Clippers 29th in pace, 98.17 possessions a game. We've lost Wham, but I expect him to join us back here shortly. Clippers coming off that shocking 124-73 loss at home versus the Mavericks on Sunday night. They were down 77-27 at the break. Kawhi dealing with a mouth injury. Tuesday's game will come on the front end of a back-to-back. So the idea is that Leonard won't be in this game. If Leonard's out, then Kennard will start. Karl Anthony Towns dealing with a dislocated wrist. So Naz Reid starting in his place. D'Angelo Russell needs to step up. He's averaging just 15.7 points per game. First overall pick, Anthony Edwards, coming off the bench and averaging 16 points per game. A very, very interesting spot here. Timberwolves, Clippers. We'll start with Dutch Boy Fresh. Take it away.
Okay, I'm going to keep it pretty short on this because there's a lot of questions for me without Kawhi and then with Towns, obviously. But the only way I would look is the Clippers. You get your ass whooped by 50 points. You're down. You're your Twitter meme everywhere. You're the laughing stock yesterday. And on the NFL, and you still got a lot of play because of that. People just didn't even believe the score, 77-27, I believe it was at half. Just unreal. And then Paul George to say, I don't think it's a big deal. Like, come on, dude. Like, I like you. You're my guy. Like, don't say that dumbass shit. It's a big deal, bro. You're down 50 at half. I know Kawhi wasn't there, but ain't no way that should happen, especially to a team that they played, pretty physical and had a good game, good series in the bubble. So I could only look the Clippers here. I do believe they'll bounce back, but I need to know who's going to be in the lineup, what's going. Like you mentioned, I do think Kawhi won't play. But did you say you have a line for the game, Jim? Because when I was looking before we came on, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, it's 8. It's 8. The first half right now for the Clippers is -3.5, but it's at -125 juice. -3.5 for the Clippers first half. That seems like
they won't. Yeah, yeah. I'll stay away from that just because they might start slow. But they almost want you to bet that. That's crazy. 3.5, like, yeah. I mean, tricky, I want to bet that right now, even at -125, but I'll stay away from the Clippers right now.
Yeah, bro. Stay away from the toenail slippers, bro, because I wouldn't trust them I wouldn't trust them with my enemy's money, bro, at this point. Because, I mean, I'm sorry for cutting it off, Jimmy, because I know you're going to go back and, say what you're going to say. But I honestly just look at this game as a future look before the beginning of the season. So I actually circled this game. I was like, this is going to be a Minnesota Timberwolves spot if I haven't seen one ever. This is the spot. This is the spot. And sure enough, they get blown out the game before. Just like you said last show, Jimmy, you don't want to go against the team because they just got spanked. I wanted them to win that game. Or you know what I mean? Not even win that game. I didn't think they were going to win the game against Dallas. Don't get me wrong, because I had the money line. But especially with the Kawhi news being out, I thought they were going to lose that game. But that game being blown out like that, I didn't anticipate them getting blown out like that, to be honest with you. So this game right here, I want to go so hard on Timberwolves just because it's a bad matchup. But without Cat's not playing because he has a wrist issue. And this Kawhi Leonard, Paul George thing, and like you mentioned, Dutch, for him to go out there after them losing by 50 points on a Sunday morning game, and it's interesting. I want to bring this up as well because last year I took my kids right before all this stuff shut down. I took my kids to a Clippers Sunday morning game, and it was Paul George bobble night. It could not be this much irony as this. They get smacked up by Shake Milton and the 76ers. I'm telling you, he smacks them up. People next to me was like, this guy can't miss. He's just doing anything he wants to do. Pull that stats up, man. Shake Milton was cooking their ass.
Got him,
and it was a Paul George bubble night, and we go on to have this type of season. It just doesn't seem right. This team just doesn't seem like Like if you ever watched that movie and they had that one character can't get right. I can't get the movie out of my head, but his name is Can't Get Right. I feel like they can't get right with the Clippers, and this is a spot that honestly the number one pick might just go off for a career high and just cook them up. But I'm not going to go all the way there and say that. But the +8, and like you said, the first half being -3, 125, that shows me, man, the Timberwolves might be a little bit stronger than everybody thinks. So I'm gonna stay off of this. But originally, this was my look at the
Come
Timberwolves.
on, Wham, all that. You ain't going to the window, bro.
I can't do it
with that because of Towns, though. Because Towns, that's a big thing.
That's the
Towns
only
ain't
reason
out there.
why.
Come on,
That's the only reason why. Man, if he was in, it would have already been bet, bro. And it would have been the line wouldn't been at 8.5. It probably would have been like 5. Even with them being blown out by 50 points, it still would have been like at 5 because this team, the Timberwolves, they're starting to build some pieces up together. You know what I mean? They have a pretty nice little team that's going around, but they still make some stupid adjustments later on down the line. They still do dumb mistakes and stuff like that. But
right,
I can't go all the way with it because, like you said, hey, Paul George is going to still play great. I think he's still going to play pretty good level, just like Steph Curry. I think he's going to still play great level. He's going to weather this storm, but it is a crazy storm. It is El Nino storm, bro.
I'm going to move on the Clippers first half. I just don't know what to do with that juice. I prefer -4 at better.
Just wait till the 4 comes out, Jim.
What do you think about D'Angelo Russell stepping up?
I mean, he had a bullshit game coming out. I guess that fits into what you say because he didn't play too well just the other night. I seen the stats; they didn't look good. I don't like the kid, to be honest with you. I mean, he just looked like he don't give a fuck. I don't like kids like that. He got all the talent in the world, but he's cruise control, man. Like, I don't like it, but I do think you probably get some value there.
Yeah.
And then Patrick Beverly's there to get his ass too. So I don't know if I'm too high on that, but he'll probably eat Lou up when Lou comes off the bench.
Yeah, that Laker game was bad. That was bad. He only shot 7 shots in that game. But I mean, it was kind of already curtains. And my idea is that the Lakers are trying to get it to be curtains early. They didn't do it tonight, but I think that's kind of what they're pushing. And we see LeBron. It looks like he's probably going for Kareem for the points. He's coming in and he's not doing any lows management. He's trying to have that narrative be the total anti-Kawhi as possible. So it's very tricky, man. I think you might be on the right path though, Jimmy, taking that first half Clippers because they can't just come out and do anything. They gotta put their foot on this neck.
They have to step up early here, and this is a nice spot without Cat out. So I'm going to move on the Clippers. I just might have to wait if it's at -125 right now.